So have you ever thought to yourself, what would happen if the director of Tron Legacy directed a Tom Cruise movie? Well, it might be kind of like Oblivion. So Oblivion stars Tom Cruise as this guy named Jack, and the story goes that a long time ago, Earth was invaded by machines that became self-aware, and the humans had no choice but to use all our nukes and just blow up the Earth. So we won the war, but now the Earth is so polluted that we can't actually live there. So everyone's moved away, and Tom Cruise and this other chick are there to clean up all the radiation before they leave. And then, something happens, and Tom Cruise has to investigate it, and then we get a cool action movie. Well, sort of cool. I'll get to that in a little bit. So going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect. The trailer didn't give me much information other than it had Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman. I kind of thought it was going to be like WALL-E for adults, just judging by the plot. And like I said, this movie is directed by the director of Tron Legacy, and it's a lot like Tron Legacy in these respects. It has great visuals, a great soundtrack, and good action, as well as good actors to back it up. But just like Tron Legacy, this suffers from a pretty bad story. Except with Tron Legacy, people thought that the story could have been a little bit more involved because it was too simple. Oblivion's story is so convoluted and weird and confusing that I couldn't make much sense out of it. Like, the story starts off and Tom Cruise and this girl are living in, like the Cloud City from like Empire Strikes Back. And Tom Cruise goes to investigate this thing where he finds a girl, and the girl and him used to have a past together. And then Morgan Freeman's character is involved somehow. Let's talk about Morgan Freeman for a second. Morgan Freeman is a great actor. You guys know I like Morgan Freeman. However, in this movie, I felt like if they just adjusted the script a little bit, his character and the entire subplot with all of his people didn't actually have to be in this movie. I don't know, as long as I've gotten across the point that the story's confusing, I think I've done my job. So now let's talk about the good in the movie. Like I said, the visuals, the score, and the action in this movie were all really well done. Also, Tom Cruise in this movie, he's great. He's Tom Cruise, of course, he's just playing Tom Cruise, but you buy into the fact that he's actually this guy that lives on a post-apocalyptic planet. Morgan Freeman, like I said, his character wasn't really necessary, but the guy delivers. What can you say about him? Other than he's awesome because he's Morgan Freeman. Hey everybody, I'm Morgan Freeman. Today we're going to be looking at the wildlife of these African cats. Wow, that was a really horrible impression. Sorry about that. The score in this movie... Okay, I keep going back to the score, but the score in this movie was really good. It is a lot like Tron Legacy, where it's really original. Tron Legacies was done by Daft Punk. This one, I believe, was done by another artist that's kind of like Daft Punk. And it really worked for this futuristic thing that the movie was going for. So overall, even though I didn't understand Oblivion, the visuals were good, the soundtrack was good, the actors were good. Everything except for the story was good. So I can't really say I hated this movie, because I actually walked out of it going, it was enjoyable. So for me, I think that Oblivion would be a B- at matinee price. You start paying full price for that, and then you feel like you've been cheated. So if you guys like this video, you can subscribe here to see more.